Another episode of producers having war against other producers. We have another discussion regarding whether loop makers and producers should be paid the same, credited the same, etc. I thought we were done with these arguments like from like 2 years ago, but
With a loop and say you deserve the same fee as me. Number one. Number two, you want half the percentage. I put in a lot of work to get at this point. Like a lot of work, bro. Like 20 years worth of work. You know what I'm saying? And then
Literally.
you did 2 months worth of work and you want the same percentage as me. The battle is, well, I did half of the beat, that I don't get half. Yeah, I don't mind you get half, but you can't get my fee. You know what I'm saying? If I'm charging $50,000 a beat,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to give you 25,000.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. It's those. It's just disrespectful, just period. It's gotten extremely disrespectful.
Yep.
But it's like it's the fee, it's the publishing, it's the credit. You know what I mean? It's like all of these different things were like coming from an era of like, you know, like studying this shit. It's like, bro, it was an honor to be credited on a song. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't add some type of value to it, you don't get no credit, bro. Like that's not how that works. If you're a musician, that's different. You know what I'm saying? You'll get your credit in those aspects. But it's like niggas will go and post something and be like, oh yeah, produced by me and Turbo and Cannon. And it's like,
Yeah.
you don't
They
even
do that
know
on the
this-
gram.
It's like you don't even know this
So
person.
you put your name first with the brothers Turbo Cannon. It's like, bro, what?
You never met this artist. You know what I'm saying? You're not a producer. You don't know how to get in Pro Tools. You don't even
Get on the range.
And it's like
now before I let it carry on, right? Big shout out to Turbo, big shout out to Don Cannon because at the end of the day, I respect game and I respect people that have put in work to get to wherever they are, right? At the end of the day, Turbo is one of the best producers we have in today's day and age. And obviously, shout out to Don Cannon as well. He's done his thing, right? But guys, are we not tired of all this producer beef, bro? Do you know how crazy this is, bro? Because when you speak to the general public, they can't even tell the difference between whether an engineer is a producer or a producer engineer, whether a loop maker is a producer or a beat maker is a producer. Like, no one actually cares. No one actually cares. The only people that care is, of course, the producers. Now, when it comes to this title of being a producer now, the people that are complaining the most, obviously, again, being all the people that I sincerely respect, people like Turbo, I respect his craft. You know what I mean? Without Turbo, we wouldn't have the crazy shit we've been having in Ghana, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But at the same time, if that was the logic that we had, then you would be seen as a beat maker because let's be real, majority of the songs that Turbo's produced on has been using other people's loops and he just puts drums on top. Like, back in the day, you would be called a drum programmer. So this back in the day that you're talking about over here, where you're saying, you had to work to be credited on the album and stuff like that. Technically speaking, the OGs are looking down at absolutely all of us. Once you open up your laptop to even come and cook up a beat, they're thinking, these guys weren't here when we only had to use, you know, with the MPC or when we had to use the do you know what I mean? Like, bro, skis, like, why are we having these discussions, bro? And I understand from his perspective, yes, he's worked and this and that. One thing I do agree is that if you built your brand to a certain point, your fee is your fee, bro. If these men are getting 50 bags or whatever it is for a beat, then at the end of the day, that's their fee. Some people might disagree with me in the comments. Let me know. Do you know what I mean? That's their fee because at the end of the day, they built the brand and labels would actually be more prone to releasing something if a certain producers on it because the producer has a track record of obviously creating hits and stuff like that. It's always been the case, you know what I mean? So he's worked for that fee, do your thing, etc. It would be very nice if a producer at that level would also break a bit of bread with obviously the loop maker being like, okay, cool, I got paid 50 G's. Okay, bearing in mind that some of them don't have to. I've had placements, for example, where the biggest producer, he gets, you know what I mean, all of the fee, and then obviously we just split the publishing however we split it, kind of vibe. In my opinion, is all a team effort. But at the same time, the people I work with, bear in mind, these are like one of them, for example, he just got another Grammy. He's already a Grammy producer, bro. So he just got another Grammy nomination, and he's like proper guy, bro. He's on a vibe of like, oh yeah, send more work, let's keep on working, and he understands the whole collaboration. He will actually put opportunities in front of me and my guys in a way of like, you know what, let's all eat. Because he understands, cool, like if you're building up your publishing, guess what, you can then eventually go for publishing, you can eventually do this, eventually do that. But I do, so that's the reason why I agree with the whole idea of like, okay, if you're in the studio with the producer, that yeah, you can get the fee and stuff like that. Because yeah, you weren't there cooking up the song, etc. You're putting in those hours, etc. But we need to stop discrediting Loopmakers, because Loopmakers, bro, these guys be changing people's lives, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these producers can't make a melody to save their life. And I say that someone that plays the keys. Do you know what I mean?
Be the guys that, like, for me, you know, that come inside the studio and like be quiet as a mouse. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even, if you get to the studio.
Yep.
But
And that's another thing. Someone was literally written here, but if a small producer was in your ear giving suggestions, you'll be like, oh no, you're killing my vibe. Broski, this is what I'm saying. This is one of the biggest reasons as to why the hip-hop game has literally just gone under. Because everyone just has a crazy ego. You go over to other genres, such as, for example, pop, etc. You go in R&B, etc. Bro, if you, no matter your credentials or whatever, if you have a value to add to the song, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be like, oh yeah, come, like, let's see what you got, etc. We've seen best stories of people like, for example, Darkchild. When he was, I believe, like 12 years old or whatever, he got invited into studios, and artists that were mega superstars would be like, yeah, what? Don't shy away. Tell me what you think so we can add value to the song. Now he's one of the best producers to ever come in this world. So what are we talking about, bro? It doesn't make sense to me at all. It's jarring, bro.
if you do, it's like you quiet as a mouse. You ain't even giving no opinion or no adding no value to it. So it's like, why do you feel like you can hide behind your lawyer and say, oh yeah, but I did this. It's like, you ain't did the research. You ain't put in the work to even know, like, you're disrespectful right now, young man. You're being disrespectful to the guys that, you know what I mean?
And I get, this is the thing. Sometimes I play devil's advocate, but I can see both sides, and I'll call a spade a spade. At the end of the day, right? I get what he's saying in terms of the idea of obviously disrespect, because I've heard some horror stories of where some loot makers, bearing in mind a lot of loot makers, beside, like, of course, if you're like a Q Beats or one of the bigger guys, right? Then, do you know what I mean? Like, they're already clear. They can do whatever they want. They built it, you know what I mean? The newer loot makers, though, sometimes they could be people that maybe they've never stepped foot in a studio, maybe they've never had an interaction with so and so, but they're sick at making loops, sick at networking, and obviously they don't mind keep on being consistent in terms of sending it out and getting it in the right places. If not, they wouldn't actually be getting a placement with Turbo, would they? Do you know what I mean? So you got to give credit where credit is due. Now, because they haven't done the groundwork and been in the studio environment, sometimes they lack the studio etiquette. Or because they haven't been around, maybe sometimes they lack the integrity of, okay, cool, let me respect this person in a certain type of way. They're just thinking, you know what, now we have to bust everything down the middle, etc. Which again, when it comes to the publisher and the back end, in my opinion, I feel like it should be split equally, man. That's just my opinion, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's my opinion. It should be split equally, because in reality, that's the bag that's really gonna allow these people to have a career long term, you know? In 10, 20 years. If you have songs that the publisher and the masters is doing its thing, broski, like, these guys are set up. You know what I mean? The upfront, obviously, that's down for discussion. Like I said, let me know down below. But let's see what bro has to say anyways, man.
He sat in the studio 24-hour days, you know what I'm saying? Weeks at that, traveling and just to get one song to come out. So it's like, for me, it's like, yeah, the fee is one thing, but it don't even be the fee all the time. It be like the disrespect, the audacity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's like.
It's the audacity.
There's some people that I work with that I have an ongoing relationship that I do give half of what I got.
Right.
Those are people that I've known for years
Right.
that I fuck with, and probably gonna keep fucking with them for years to come. You know what I mean? And they're not sending me AI samples saying they produced it.
I haven't experienced that, but I see that they do that though. Yeah,
it's coming.
That is mind games. Don't do that, please. Don't do that. Cause if you do that, broski, you're cooked.
Yeah.
Like, I just did this. So what did you do? Those instruments sound live, bro. So what did you do?
Yeah.
Tell me what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't hit me
But yeah, my people, it's actually mind games. You get what I'm saying? Now let's see what certain people have to say. This is Leonardo Bachelli. Let's see what he has to say.
You did 2 months worth of work and you want the same percentage as me.
You want my melody. You still want my melody. After 20 years, you still can't make a fucking guitar melody, Brodaski.
Well, I did half of the beat. That I don't get half. Yeah, I don't mind you get half, but you can't get my fee.
It's the fee, it's the publishing, it's the credit. You know what I mean? It's like all of these different things.
If you ask everything that you deserve, that shit disrespectful. Sit your ass down. Who are you? We are the big dogs. This is us. How is it that we are not enough to get the respect that we deserve? Like, we don't deserve the credit because we just made the melody that sparked your whole bullshit ass idea and your bullshit ass drums in your FL. So you, oh, but I got the idea. Oh yeah, but I didn't set you up for that fucking idea. Yeah, I was just fucking, and I'm speaking on behalf of these loop makers, of these European kids, because usually they be European kids, they get fucking
Facts, bro. They be European, broski. The European producers are cold. I will always say it. The European loop makers, producers, engineers, songwriters, they are the truth, bro. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I need to go out there, visit a couple of my people out there. But for some reason, these guys just know it. It's like they've understood the science behind music and they're naturally talented as well. So it's like they can hear. I remember someone described it to me. They can hear any genre and then they can just literally just do like a bloody equation in their head and be like, and then replicate it and make it sick. It's ridiculous, Roski. They're cold, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, shout out to them every single time.
ran through by this. You want 25,000 of my 50,000. That's not how it fucking works. That's not how it fucking works. Talk to my lawyer about that. Getting a lawyer, it's a phone call distance. He just said, oh, but these loop makers, they hide behind their lawyer. What am I supposed to do, bro? Shoot you?
Don't hit me with a loop and say you deserve.
And that's the thing, man. I just believe it's a team effort, bro. All this idea of people going against each other and saying, oh, this and that, bro, it's noise. Do you know what I mean? The general public doesn't care how the song has been made. All they care about is, okay, am I getting a banger? Do you know what I mean? How many people in the general public have actually gone out of their way to listen to the tutorial of how We Getting Fucked Tonight has been made? No one cares. Do you know what I mean? Me as a producer, I care. When I'm seeing a loop maker do his thing, when I'm now seeing how Turbo basically did the drums and put it to... Bro, to me, that's magic. But to the average person, if I was to ask them, oh, do you care about... They'll be like, what? You did what? And you said... That sounds like... Do you know what I mean? Like, they won't get it, you feel me? So, this whole producer versus producer stuff needs to end, bro. It needs to end ASAP. Anyways, my people, let me know what you think down below. Like... If you like these type of videos, help me boost up in the algorithm. Leave a like for me. Also comment on what you believe down below. And also make sure to subscribe because we talk about all sorts of things when it comes to the music game, when it comes to entertainment, and just general topics I'm interested in. I just give my commentary on it. And yeah, man, we're going to build a community of people that just like me yapping, I guess. You know? But anyways, peace.